Hi, Facebook. It's Latoya from Genesis Enterprises coming to you live as promised. It is Financial Friday Live. So today we want to bring on the topic of offense versus defense in finance. Now, a lot of people may be wondering, what does offense and defense have to do with finance? Offense involves a lot of people know people that have very high income, but they don't have anything saved. They don't have any assets. They're driving the latest cars, the biggest house, etc., but they don't have anything to show for it. Well, those are your offense people. They make the high income, but they tend to spend more because they do make that high income, if that makes sense. So as a saying of keeping up with the Joneses, that's kind of where that metaphor came from is, they have all the material things to show for their income, but they don't have the assets to show for that income. So that's what we need to, try to change for those that have the high incomes, okay? What is defense in finance? Defense actually involves living within your means, regardless of income, saving as much of your income as possible. So basically for defense, regardless of your income, whether it's, $40,000 or $100,000, you not only have things to show for that income, you also have your lifestyle is living within your means and within your budget. So how do you stay within your means? Well, first, you need to make sure you have a budget. I hear a lot of stories of, people they have, the high income, and literally when they get paid, they're literally sitting there like, I literally just blew through, say, a $4,000 check, and I have nothing to show for it. Trust and believe, it happens. High dollar income earners, a lot of the times they tend to spend more because they have more. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're putting something back for that rainy day, because what if you're in a position where, it's commission, say like Wall Street, stockbrokers, it could be real estate, things like that where, the economy can fluctuate a little bit. So say for the past 2 years, you've been making those high dollar amounts. And if you haven't been sacking some of that money away for a rainy day, in which I like to call, the rainy day fund or the emergency fund, when that high net income goes down, you're now looking for supplemental income because you're like, crap, I literally just went from making, say $20,000 a month to $6,000 a month. But guess what? Your lifestyle has been based the past few years on that $20,000 a month. So the best way to prevent that is to, as I say in my financial counseling sessions, you always want to base your expenses on your minimum income. That's how you prevent, things from happening, where you're having to go into debt, to pay your basic living expenses like rent, car payments, car insurance, things like that, because those are daily expenses that you're going to have. So you need to be able to account for that money before the money even comes into the household. So when it comes to offense versus defense, you want to make sure that you're actually on the defense end. You want to be a defense player. The defense player is always thinking financial future. They're always thinking, in case of job loss, health, things like that. What's the minimum I could bring into our current household based on skill set, based on, current, networking contacts, education? What can I bring minimum into our home where I am able to maintain my monthly expenses? And the only way to do that is to have a consistent and monthly budget. Now, keep in mind, your every month budget is going to be different. Okay. So, with that being said, for those that are listening live, I definitely want to start doing, live Q&A. So, like, if you have questions in regards to, saving, how can I get my income in order? If it's something you feel that is too personal to go over live, that's perfectly fine. You can reach out to me, inbox me, and we can actually do a free consultation for my financial counseling sessions. I actually have a current client right now, and it was amazing, that they said that it was awesome, the information that I'm putting into them and how they can actually use this not only now to help their situation, but actually use this for a lifetime. And that's what I'm here for. I want to empower and educate those, as many as I can, in and out of our communities, to how to look at money, how to view money, how to make sure you're using money properly, because a lot of things that happens is, as I said before, on the offensive finance, we have the income and we don't even know where the money is going. I have literally seen, seeing, I'm a big follower of, a lot of you guys probably heard of Dave Ramsey. And I love listening to a lot of his talk shows, because you would be surprised how many people, they're literally making, I'm talking 500-600 grand a year. They're in these high career fields. These are doctors, finance professors, attorneys, and guess what? They're broke. So a lot of people have this assumption of, oh, well, they're a medical doctor, they can afford it. They're they're an NFL player, and how many stories do we hear of multi-million-dollar contracts, and within 5 years they're bankrupt? Those are the offense players. They're living a lavish lifestyle while the money is coming in, and they're not putting any defense in while they're in offense, if that makes sense. So the way to prevent that is, when you're making that high income, stash some of that money away, whether it's in an emergency savings fund. It could be saving for your children's future, for college. Say if your child wanted to start their own business, stash some of that money away for them. There's nothing wrong with, thinking about your kids and their future. It could be a future down payment on your kid's house. It could be a future down payment on your house if you want to be a homeowner. It could be saving up for, a car that you've always wanted. The key thing is to save. Now, you may be asking, well, how do I save if I have all of these expenses? Well, just to give you a little savings tip, a best way to save is to base it off the minimum income that you could bring into your household. So say, you can consistently bring in at least, say $3,000 a month. Like, that's consistent. Even if you have to go out to Sonic and do a management job or something, I know I can bring in $3,000. Well, guess what? You need to base your savings on that. So I would say at least 10%. So 10% of that $3,000 is $300. Now, you may be thinking, well, okay, what if I can't, do 10%? Okay, start at 5%. Regardless, you want to be able to save something. I even teach in my counseling, I don't care if it's as small as $40 a month. Put something back, something, because things happen. You have health changes. It can be an emergency where you're having to visit family. It can be anything that can affect your finances, and that's life. No one's is exempt from sorrow. Sad days. We all have them. We've all had them, or they're going to come. If you haven't had them, just keep living. They're going to come. So the way to prevent that is a good scenario. I see people that says a lot of, well, I can't even do $40 a month. I'm going to give you a great scenario. A lot of people know of the happy hour at Sonics, right? You can get your drinks literally for 2 to 3 people if you get the small and the mediums for about $3 to $4 a person, okay? So I want you to multiply that, how many people actually go faithfully to that happy hour every day of the week, because it runs 7 days a week. So just say if you're spending $5 a week just on slushes per week, that's $35 per week just on drinks. That's not including food. $35 per week on drinks. Now, I want you to add that up, okay? Now, just to keep the numbers, simple, we'll just say if you just multiply that over 10 months. I'm sorry, not 10 months, 10 weeks, okay? 35 times 10 is what? $350. So you're telling me you can spend $35 a week just on drinks. That's not food. This is you casually, cruising for the happy hour every single day, 7 days a week, 10 weeks, $350. So if you're able to afford to do that, okay, you could have put that same $350 away into your emergency fund. Let's say within that 10 weeks, you get a flat tire or something. The flat tire costs to replace it, $150. That $350 you just blew on, you just paid for 2 tires plus some and an oil change. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't think so much of as in, well, I got it right now, let me spend it right now. You have to change that mindset. You have to change that. You have to think of it as in, do I really need this luxury? Because at the end of the day, eating out and things like that is a luxury. It's a want. It's not a need. Okay? Your needs are groceries, utilities, rent. Those are needs. So when you start getting that mindset of needs versus wants, that's when you start seeing the change. Okay. So we're not going to open up for Q&A. Based on what I just stated, offense versus defense, as I stated before, for those just joining in, offense is when you have a very high income, but you're not stashing anything away for assets. Defense is you're actually, regardless of your income, you're actually utilizing the money properly by having a monthly budget. You're actually stashing away money for retirement, savings, things like that. And not only that, you're actually still living within your means and you can still have fun. So as I said, you always want to be the defense player because regardless of what happens in life, you're able to come back if you're always in defense mode, right? Okay, so for those that have joined in, I'm going to give out a few shout outs if anybody want to ask any questions while we're live. Hi, Tony. Hi, Keisha. Hi, Queena. Hi, Marvin. Thanks, bro. Hi, Ashley, DeMarcus, Ashley Welch, and Ashley White. Hey, cuz Bianca. How are you guys doing? So if you guys want to ask me any live questions, you're welcome to do so now. It's in regards to, offense versus defense and finance. Or if you just want to give me some feedback, just let me know. I'm going to be on here for another few minutes, and then we're going to get off. And while I'm waiting for questions, I'll take a sip because my mouth is a little dry. So does anyone have any questions they would like to say live? And like I said, if you're not comfortable with speaking with me in regards to a finance question, you're welcome to inbox me. As I said, many of the guys know here that's listening in, I have, my accounting business, Genesis Enterprises, and I offer bookkeeping, payroll, financial counseling, taxes. So if you guys are ever in need of any of those services, just let me know. Okay, I got a question from Marvin. Elaborate more on retirement options investments. Now, Marvin, I will say this. I am definitely not I would consider myself a investment expert, but I can give you some of the basics of investment. A great way to start off with investing, just for the basics, would be an individual retirement account. The great thing about that is, regardless if you work for yourself or for a company, you can always contribute to that account. And I think there's a maximum amount based on age that you can contribute. And it's pretty affordable. I can't say I have one for myself, as a business owner. We are, husband and I both, actively have one. So, it's some pretty good stuff. And actually in the future, I want to start seeing if I can invite, those in those expert areas to actually talk to you guys on actually how to invest properly and what percentages to put back. But like I said, just for the basics, you can talk to your financial advisor. And some keywords to look for when you're talking to financial advisors: make sure they're reputable, a reputable company. You want to make sure you're looking for the credentials of certified financial planner or a certified financial advisor. That's what you want to look for when it comes to investing your money. So hopefully that answers the question for you for retirement. And that's a great question, by the way, Marvin. So do I have any other questions? Like on where do you start with, if you have a high income and things like that? We got about 3 more minutes, people. And also for those that are now joining, as I said, if you're not comfortable with asking this live, that's perfectly fine. You can inbox me if you're ready to change your financial future. One service I offer is financial counseling, and it actually helps with improving your credit, based on your current income and debt. I actually do an actual financial management session, and it's a 3-part series. So my first part is it's an actual presentation on credit. What is credit? How to manage credit? How to improve credit? I go into great detail on that. Part 2 of the series is actual budget, once you understand credit. And part 3 is actually creating you a debt analysis so we can help you get out of debt based on your current income. So the great thing about that is, as we're going through the counseling, if your income increases, guess what? We can get you out of debt even faster. So that's my goal for that service. I definitely want to make sure I'm empowering as many people with the, correct education and tools to not only get out of debt, but stay out of debt. So we got 1 more minute if anyone else has any other financial questions. And just to give you a little tidbit before I get off, I just want to give you guys some, and this is from a book that I've actually read. I like audio books. Millionaire Next Door, great read, very good read, as far as the offense versus defense scenario. But I want to share these few tips with you on how millionaires actually live, because they're always in defense mode, right? Number 1, 50% of millionaires have never paid more than $29,000 for a car. Number two, 50% of millionaires have never paid more than $399 for a suit. Number three, 50% of millionaires have never paid more than $235 for a watch. Number four, 50% of millionaires have never paid more than $140 for a pair of shoes. So you may be wondering, man, how are they a millionaire at 35 years old? Well, I just gave you a few tips on how. They live within their budget. They don't live lavish lifestyle. Your millionaires, believe it or not, or the people that probably live right next door to you. So I'm going to leave off with that today, and I thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Financial Friday Live.